Hello and welcome. My name is Ayush
And I'm Udip.
and we are joined by our group members Janita, Miroslav, Petronela, Kamilė, Yusuf, Viktoria, Nojus, and Ugnė. We are here to introduce you to ISO 26000, a standard developed to provide guidance on social responsibility for organizations. So let's get started. ISO 26000 is an international standard developed by the International Organization for Standardization (ISO) that provides guidance on social responsibility for businesses and organizations.
ISO 26000 provides a framework for organizations to identify and address social, economic, and environmental issues, including human rights, labor practices, environmental sustainability, and community involvement. It emphasizes the importance of stakeholder engagement and encourages organizations to consider the interests and expectations of all stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, local communities, and others who may be impacted by their activities.
The standard is based on 7 core subjects of social responsibility: organizational governance, human rights, labor practices, the environment, fair operating practices, consumer issues, and community involvement in development. Each of these core subjects is further broken down into specific issues, and guidance is provided on how organizations can address these issues in a responsible and sustainable manner.
The ISO standard defines the core subjects of social responsibility. Core subjects comprise a number of issues, but it is each organization's responsibility to identify issues are relevant and significant to their stakeholders. One of the issues is environment. The organization has a responsibility to reduce and eliminate unsustainable volumes and patterns of production and consumption to ensure that resource consumption per person becomes sustainable. So, organizations should work on prevention of pollution, sustainable resource use, climate change mitigation and adaptation, protection of the environment, biodiversity, and restoration of natural habitats. So, to sum up everything, the ISO standard encourages the world to be cleaner, safer, and healthier.
If you are recycling in the office, it doesn't mean that your organization is eco-friendly. Talking about the environment and corporate social responsibility, it's no matter where an organization is located. Its decisions and activities will inevitably have an impact on the environment. This may include the use of resources, generation of pollution and waste, and damaged natural habitats. ISO urges organizations to minimize their environmental impacts and ensure that their resource consumption is sustainable. They are encouraged to adopt a holistic approach that considers the direct and indirect socio-economic, health, and environmental effects of their activities.
Community involvement and development are essential for the sustainable growth of any society. ISO 26000 provides guidance on how organizations can contribute to the development of their community. Community involvement means engaging with the community to understand their needs, concerns, and aspirations. It also means supporting the community through initiatives such as donations, sponsorships, and volunteering. Volunteering is a great way to make a meaningful impact in the community while building relationships and developing skills with the said community. Community development involves creating opportunities for the community to grow and thrive, such as through education, job training, and infrastructure development. By working together, organizations and communities can create a sustainable future for all. ISO 26000 encourages organizations to be responsible and engage members of their communities for the betterment of society as a whole.
Labor practices are the important part of social responsibility. It belongs to one of the 7 core subjects of the ISO 26000 standards. The main issues of this core subject are employment relationship, conditions of work, social protection, health, safety work, human development and training. It is basically the way how the employers treated their employees. To these labor practices belong, for example, hiring, remuneration, promotion, complaint response, division of work tasks and responsibilities, and especially health and safety of the employees. The very important part of the labor practices is working conditions. It should be obligatory for employers to set the satisfying working conditions to their employees. Because when the working conditions are good, it helps also with the effectivity of the work. The working conditions that an employer could provide for its employees include, for example, the establishment of a chill zone with sofas and a coffee machine where employees can gain new strength during a break, get to know their colleagues better, and improve both team and overall work efficiency. It is important to communicate with employees, listen to their advice, try to solve their complaints, praise them, and offer them rewards for a good work to motivate them. Employers can also offer to their employees a possibility of attendance training courses and participation on business journeys. They can organize some business meetings and parties too. If the working conditions are bad, it can lead to big staff turnover, and this is really bad for the company's name. So it is very important for both sides to set satisfactory labor practices.
Corporate responsibility is a crucial part of ensuring that human rights are respected and upheld in the workplace. ISO 26000 is a voluntary international standard that provides guidance on social responsibility, including human rights, labor practices, and environmental sustainability.
By adopting ISO, companies can demonstrate their commitment to ethical and responsible business practices. ISO provides a framework for companies to identify and address potential human rights abuses in their operations and supply chains.
It also encourages companies to engage with stakeholders such as workers, communities, and civil society organizations to ensure that their actions align with human rights principles. By prioritizing human rights, companies can create a more positive and inclusive workplace culture, which in turn leads to better business outcomes.
Corporate responsibility is not just a box to check, it is a vital component of a sustainable and just global economy. Let us all strive to uphold the principles of human rights and social responsibility and build a better world for all.
Consumer issues are one of the core subjects of the ISO 26000. Organizations that provide products and services have certain responsibilities to consumers. A responsible approach to consumer issues includes fair marketing practices, protection of health and safety, sustainable consumption, consumer education, dispute resolution, data and privacy protection, and upholding fair use. The term consumer includes not only those who pay for the organization's products and services, but also those who make use of the output of the organization's decisions and activities. Although the state bears the primary responsibility for ensuring that the right to satisfaction of basic needs is respected, an organization can do its best to fulfill this need. Some consumer issues are controlled and regulated by the government, but decisions undertaken by organizations can help enforce and spread these rules. For example, organizations can help provide the consumer's right of access to secure products and the right to privacy by assuring that their products or services will respect any customer's privacy and do not negatively impact any customer's security. Responsibility for other consumer issues on the part of the organization is closely related to transparency. Whether it involves providing education and accurate information, or using fair and helpful marketing information, providing a transparent and healthy environment for the consumer is an integral part of considering and completing expected actions to solve their problems.